Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Trust you all are doing great. Now in this video we'll be talking about phone importation from China, importing mobile phone and tablets from China. You guys know that most of the Android phones we use here in Nigeria are being manufactured in China. You know some of them. I don't want to start calling names, right? I know just a few that are manufactured in the US, but majority, most of the phones, I mean the Android phone we use, are manufactured in China. In fact, you will see it there, even with their brand name, you will still see it behind it, made in China, because China will not joke with putting their name there. You will see it there, made in China. So of course, you can import phones from China using 1688, using Alibaba, using Pinduoduo or any other site you use for your importation. But the main thing is this. The main thing is this. Are you paying attention to the type of phones that you can import to Nigeria? Now, there are different bandwidths. China has its own. Nigeria has its own. Okay, now there is something known as the international or the global version phone, and there is something known as the Chinese version phone. Let me explain. The Chinese version phone are phones that can be used only in China. Like if you step out of China, you cannot make use of it. It is manufactured, it is designed for the Chinese people. In those Chinese version phone, you cannot see anything like Google application, you cannot see Play Store, you cannot see WhatsApp, you cannot see so many applications. They have their own application. As you all already know, China do not make use of WhatsApp. If you want to use WhatsApp from China, you need to use a VPN. So China don't accept WhatsApp. It is not the application. You can see some of your suppliers using WhatsApp. They are making use of VPN. Okay, they are making use of VPN to hide their IP address before they can access WhatsApp. So you need to know that if you're importing phones from China, you need to make sure that you are not importing a Chinese version phone. Rather, you should be importing a global version phone or a global version tabs. Now, a global version tab or a global version phone are phones that have Play Store and other Google application in them, or they can accept those type of applications, right? Now, most of you usually go on to 1688 and you see phones, they would name it S22, this, iPhone that. And men looking at the price, you know that this cannot be the price. For instance, I'm going to leave a screenshot on the screen for you. This is a phone that looks like a Samsung phone going for 200 and something RMB. Now you should ask yourself, this particular price on the screen, what's the equivalent in naira? It doesn't make sense for this to be a global phone. It cannot be a global phone. One thing that should help you differentiate very quickly from global phone and the Chinese version phone is the price. The Chinese version are usually very cheap. If you look at them, you'll be like, oh, I just want to import this, I just want to make money with these cell phones. They are cheaper. If you get global version phone, they are more expensive. Like, that should be the first thing you should notice. The second thing you should notice is that these suppliers usually add it to the features. If it's a global version phone, they will write it boldly there. I'm going to leave screenshot on the screen for you again. If it's a global version phone, they're going to write it there, global version. If it's a Chinese phone, they will not even write anything for you there. For most global version phone, if you see them on 1688, you are going to see Play Store on the screen. Like the supplier or the manufacturer is going to add that particular application on the screen, so that if you're coming to buy, you can actually see that yes, it can accept this type of application. If you're not sure, okay, if you're not sure if this is a Chinese version or a global version phone, and you've checked and you are still not sure, what can you do? Very simple. Chat up the supplier and ask question. You can see some of my chat with this particular supplier. The supplier was like, okay, yes, this is not a global version phone, it is a Chinese version phone, but we have global version phones. So you need to learn how to chat these suppliers up if you want to import phones. Don't go and import phones or tablets blindly. Don't do that. You will end up regretting it. There are very good phones that you can import because Let me even call names. The Oppo, the Infinix, the Techno, they are all made in China, and you can agree with me that these phones are quite good. They are quite good. This video you're watching right now, I'm recording it with an Infinix phone. So you can tell that these phones are quite good. So you can get very good phones from China, but you need to be aware, you need to know how to go about it. Import global version phone that the bandwidth matches with the bandwidth of Nigeria or your country. If you don't know it, you search what is the bandwidth of this on Google. You ask your supplier, ask them questions. They are there for you to ask questions, they give you answer. Make sure you know how to chat on 1688. Now for kids educational tab, you guys know I usually import that once in a while and resell. Once I have a demand for it, I import and sell. So I have a supplier that I know sells very original kids educational tab that I buy from. Now if you want to get a contact of this supplier, it is included in my China importation course. I give some contact there for both bags, shoes, kids educational tabs and other items as well. And if you're struggling with importing from China, you don't know how to go about it, all this has been answered, all this has been simplified in that course. You already know the price of the course, right? It's going for 15,000 naira slashed price, 15k. You make payment, you get access to the course immediately. You watch and you start doing things practically for yourself. So if you're interested, the link to my WhatsApp will be down. The bottom line of what I'm saying in this video is make sure you know the type of phone you're importing. You don't want to import something. Some of you will even import in bulk. You bring it down here and you find out that it is a Chinese version phone. What are you going to do with it? What? Nobody's going to buy it from you. Number one is that you cannot even change it to English. Number two is that the normal applications that everybody has here, you cannot install it on those phones. So it becomes useless to you here. So please, knowledge is power, they say, right? This is me feeding you with the right knowledge. When you go on to 1688 to search for phones, take note of the type of phones you're searching for, and please ask questions. Ask your suppliers questions. If you're on WeChat, you can even make calls with them. Some of them can use VPN to access WhatsApp. You call them, they show you some of the features on the phone so that you'll be 100% sure what you're buying. It is not that difficult, but this is me hammering on it so you don't make unnecessary mistakes that will cost you a lot, that will cost you money. Trust you've gotten value from this video. I'll see you all in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.